Everybody have a good week?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Got you already.
Thank you. We've,
Somebody gotta look out for you.
thank you, appreciate it. Before we get started, everything okay with Mr. Shady? Have you heard?
I will talk to you after this.
Okay,
I'll talk to you after this.
okay. Have you heard him? He's doing okay,
I'll
right?
talk to you after this.
Okay.
Trust and believe, brother.
Okay.
Have faith.
We had I'll tell you now, it's kind of funny. Probably about the same time Brother Shady was going through this, Mr. Shady was going through this, my son, our granddaughter was stillborn. Totally unexpected, and it's been a rough week for me, week and a half here. It's been pretty rough, but you know, I'll see it again one day. You know, I got faith. I'll see it again. You know, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, but still sad.
I was okay until I had to go pick out the coffins and stuff. I mean, that was the hardest part.
Yeah.
I'm all right. He's all right, and his wife's doing okay, but totally unexpected. I mean,
We ready for this?
absolutely unexpected.
I can't.
You ready?
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Just, if my head ain't clear tonight, you'll know why. It's what I'm getting at.
Take your time.
All right. It's 6:09. What is today's date? April 17th. Can we have roll call, please?
Mrs. Bond?
Here.
Ms. Byrd? Mrs. Duff?
Here.
Mrs. Ferguson? Mr. Ferguson? Mr. Rodehaver?
Here.
Mr. Stevenson?
Here.
Ms. Worley? Mr. Watts?
Here. I don't think we need to excuse those members not here, do we? No, I don't think so. Yeah. All right, we've had a couple of weeks here since our last meeting. I guess we could look at the. I don't think we need to go over any minutes from our last meeting, right? We had a pretty long discussion. I don't think there's a whole lot there to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't include every last little bit of
Yeah.
minutia, so.
I would hope you did not. You'd be
Did
writing
not.
for about 2 days.
Did not.
Go ahead.
In our last meeting there, kind of the last things we talked about was seeing if anybody or if everybody wanted to take the book home and leaf through it and see if there was anything that you had that you wanted to discuss or you had thoughts of prior to that. And if I'm not bad mistaken, some of staff has sent us some things that they would like us to look at.
I would like to touch base on what our previous conversation was about salary.
Okay.
Since that was that was one of the priorities that we were discussed.
Okay.
I did pull this up. It's a cost of living increase from 1975 to 2015. I had some other paperwork and my desk ate it. But the cost of living and the price of the dollar has gone up. I think it was 6.75 or somewhere around in there. So, that's kind of maybe a point of what we can go off of. I did some more crunching, but like I said, my desk ate it, so. Just trying to break down the whole pay increase of what they would, what they may deserve or what they may get, whatever.
Okay.
That may help.
It does. I'm sure that council would like to know probably exactly in their statement to the citizens. Part of that, cost of living back then was this, cost of living today is this. That may be something that they need to look at for their campaign strategy, I would say.
I would like to bring up another point,
Mhm.
that, if we do go forward with
Can't see.
a pay increase for council and for the mayor, I feel that it would behoove them to at least show up on a regular basis. So I would like to see them, at least, they would be required to be here at least 75% a year, instead of calling off left and right. And I mean, I know they don't get paid if they don't show up,
Right.
but they're still here to represent the people in their wards. So
Well, the way, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way the salary is now is they get a base salary and then they get a meeting salary.
right,
Okay? And if I'm not bad mistaken, we kind of wanted to stay on that same line item, but I do agree with you, attendance should be extremely rewarded and non-attendance, yeah. How we go about doing something like that, I don't know.
Okay.
This is in my opinion, this is a pretty good charter change, guys, what we're talking about doing here. I know it's not gonna make a hill of beans because it's gotta go to the voters, I told you that before, but, it's still a complete charter change, what we're talking about, okay? Anybody else got anything else, comments on that?
Well, I do agree with you and Dave. If you're gonna do a job, you need to be there.
Yeah.
And you need to make your presence known in the wards that you are representing.
That's true too.
Yeah.
You ask somebody in our ward, Ward 2, they don't know who it is. And I love Dave, but you gotta make your presence like the new.
And I know he's in
Yes, I
an
get that.
awkward position,
I get
but
that.
it's true. A lot of people don't know, and it might help people, new people. They might be more inapt to give them a raise because they know they're doing something. That sounds kind of cruel.
No, not really.
Transparency.
I mean,
You know, maybe down at the police, when they do the thing, the night out, have a, I represent Ward 2, I represent 3, and let people go and talk to them at that time.
well, that's mainly geared towards their station in the council than pay,
And
but,
I still,
oh yeah, I agree, but, I mean, in my opinion, I think that, if they're going to get a substantial raise, then
you need
they should be required to at least attend the meetings so that things can be voted on and each ward can be represented.
Yes, I agree.
wholehearted.
What else?
All right,
Keep talking, fellas.
all right. So,
Do we want to refresh ourselves on this verbiage that's in our book currently?
Or
Or
the raise
just-
for the money,
Yeah,
well, you said that
go ahead.
nothing's been changed since 1966, right?
No,
Nothing.
not of my
And-
knowledge.
Right, right. And then you're looking, I'm looking, we're just so far behind. And it would be a big catch up. And it might also inspire the people in the council member, wait, they're seeing what we're seeing, and I got to get out there. I got to represent the people because the people put me in office.
Problem, this is sad to say, but there's generally not anybody running against you.
True.
Now, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like to see the competition in a positive way. So it's like trying to get somebody to read the messenger that has all the information you really need to know, and everybody's griping because I didn't know that because I don't read.
Right.
But I
Well, like I said, I've had people come up to me, hey, who's my council member? And I mean, what ward are you in? I don't know. And they say, well, German Village or Heather Hills.
and that's
You
probably
know,
very true. That's probably very true.
And they don't know. So that has to be put out.
Well, it's actually on the Moraine
Messenger.
Messenger and the webpage, but not everybody goes. They're not gonna.
I know a lot of
Exactly,
people
that's what
don't
I'm
either.
saying, they don't read.
Read the
Right.
messenger.
They don't read.
As far as the stipulation where they would be required to attend a percentage of meetings, where would that fall under? Would it be section 3.9?
That's removing, isn't it? 3.9, 3.9,
3.9, page
Meetings.
5.
yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Could it be put in there, in that section? Are we requiring council then? I don't know.
Because it doesn't seem like it would fall under removals and vacancies, because it's just a vacancy, or a removal from. And qualifications just basically states that, they have to, be a resident of 3 years, and so on and so forth.
If we're looking at this rate, okay, for instance, special meetings,
Mm-hmm.
so what would they raise, let's say there's more money?
Mm-hmm.
Then do we have to be very specific? Regular council meetings and so much for special meetings? I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I can tell you,
I don't know.
old school council,
Mm-hmm.
way back. They would call meetings a lot
Oh,
just to get paid.
okay, well, okay, that's fine.
I hate to be
understand
blunt,
that.
but I mean, that's
Yeah.
the
Okay,
truth.
okay, I understand that.
Now, I would say in modern times here, within the last 20 years, that subsided substantially
Okay,
because
but we don't want to start it again.
new,
Okay, perfect, took care of that.
I think what the meat of it, what I understood was that the base pay for council meetings and council of a whole, and then.
two executive sessions,
And then 2 executive sessions, and then the mayor
mayor's court.
and mayor's court.
I still believe, this is just me talking, guys. I still honestly believe that mayor's court should be paid out of the coffers that is generated by mayor's court.
Oh, I agree,
Yes,
I totally agree.
I mean, I know it all goes into a general fund. I don't know if I'm right about that, but it would, to me, it would be a whole lot more, easier to follow, okay? If court was handled by court, period. Mayor's time, lawyer's time, whatever. That's just a thought. I don't know if we can do that or not. I don't. Let's start with this tonight. Let's start with this. If we go back to section 3.5, I think everybody here is in agreement that council at some rate needs a pay increase.
True.
Yes? We all know that that's basically one reason why we're here. And probably the most primary thing we're here for is because that's what council has come to us, asking us to look into. Okay? In that thought pattern, does anybody have a dollar amount that we would like to start with just to get the ball moving? Now, we know that I don't have my paper with me, you have yours.
Yeah.
Let's look at a comparable city. That's all. Let's look at a comparable city to West Carrollton, or I mean to Moraine. And population-wise, I would say it's Brookville or Bellbrook.
Bellbrook, yes,
Bellbrook has probably the closest population to us.
yes.
The difference between us and Bellbrook, we have a whole lot more industry and tax base than what Bellbrook has. I mean, a whole lot more. Bellbrook has an annual salary of $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year. I'm not kidding. I guarantee you that our tax base in the city of Moraine is probably 5 times what Bellbrook. I mean, I just don't understand how they can pay their. I know they've got a lot of residents around Bellbrook, but as far as industry, things that pay into tax, I don't
Is
see it.
Sugar Creek and Bellbrook combined?
No,
So
Nope.
this
Nope.
is just Bellbrook?
that's just the city of Bellbrook.
Okay, because I didn't know.
Sugar Creek is a township that has their own
Correct.
trustees. I don't believe they're paid.
I just
I'm
didn't
not for
know.
sure.
Exactly how they're paying them.
Is
From what,
Kohl's and
from,
Kroger included?
That's
that's Centerville.
that's
Is
I thought that was
the new
Centerville.
Kroger's is in Centerville.
Right,
Oh, okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
the old Kroger's is in Sugar Creek.
right.
oh, okay.
Okay,
Alright.
Kohl's is in Sugar Creek.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just basically looking at like dots along that area.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that.
The city of Bellbrook really is, footprint wise, it's pretty small. Sugar Creek goes all the way around them, big time. Centerville now pushes up against them.
Right.
In that one area, especially that one housing complex that's across Wilmington Pike there. That's Centerville. And then Centerville goes down Whip Road as well. They encase all of that.
Yeah.
I was
Although it's
just
Greene
curious
County.
where they're pulling the funds from to pay their,
Last I remember, I don't even think the city of Bellbrook, now I might be dead wrong on this, I don't even think the city of Bellbrook has a city income tax.
I don't know.
Hey, Google.
Google that.
Yep.
Now that was, best of my knowledge, that was like, well, it's been 12 years now. But I mean, I don't remember, because I worked in Bellbrook, and I never had to pay city of Bellbrook tax.
That's why I'm curious where they're, I mean.
Where's their money come from?
Exactly.
Yeah, it
That's why I'm
Huh?
curious.
It does not have local income tax.
Ah,
So,
so it's gotta be coming from somewhere then.
okay, so you think of a city there that's population-wise pretty close to us, and they do not have a city income tax, and yet they're able to pay their city council $6,000 a year. And we've got to be so much more stable than that,
That's
Really
crazy.
hard.
you know? What do you think?
Would that
try
be
not to.
coming out of their income, their property taxes in some sense?
They have property tax, transportation fund, property tax funds, transportation-related funds, water-related funds, and waste collection funds. So they're collecting funds through their
Property
water
tax.
customers' property taxes, their
Okay.
gasoline, motor vehicle taxes, and their waste collection customers' taxes on
So
that.
I would say the bulk of their money, probably 90% of their money comes from property tax.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay, and so they've got a separate line item for property tax. Now, Moraine citizens, we pay a property tax to the city of Moraine. However, I pay more to my Metro Library
Exactly.
in Montgomery County than I do the city of Moraine. Okay? Nevertheless, Moraine has, I'm pretty sure it's around 6,800 residents, correct?
Right.
Okay. And there was a time that from 7 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock in the evening, Moraine went from having 6,800 people to close to 30,000 people in the city of Moraine. That was the people coming into the city of Moraine working at different locations all over the city. 30,000. So now you're taking the income tax from those 30,000 people, or that additional 25,000 people, and that's what covered the city of Moraine forever. Now I know our work base is not as big now as what it was then, but I still guarantee that our work base doubles our population.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Still, what do you guys think? Let me share numbers. We got to start up this.
Okay, so $2,400. And 35.
What'd you do? Let it go?
Yeah.
Had it on my desk.
Well, you know what? If you look at Bellbrook, and you also look at Germantown,
My desk gave it.
I've done
and
that
you
before.
put and you put
What if we
and you
doubled
put the
that?
68 in between
Yeah.
that.
What if we doubled it?
Doubled what the book says now.
Or make it like 5,000? I don't,
I'm just,
I mean,
What if we were to do, so Bellbrook's getting, their council is getting paid 6. If we jumped council up to 5 and mayor up to 6, because the mayor does have a lot more responsibilities.
But,
Go ahead.
but if she's gonna make additional funds with the court also,
Then it should come from the court like Thomas said.
yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
That way,
Yeah.
it doesn't take from the general fund
okay,
whenever they have to do court. That should come out of the funds that
Okay.
are generated from court.
here's my thoughts about us taking the mayor's extended salary away from mayor's court, okay? It takes, it kind of takes that dollar amount away from this book. And to say that if the mayor's working five hours for court, he or she's going to get paid for 5 hours at court. Let's say 5 years from now, well, it is right now. Mayor's court now is a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more wealthier than what it was when this book was wrote. And her time is worth a lot more. His time is worth a lot more. I keep referring to her, but
them.
cost of living for her or he to be in here should be an equal salary to what's going on in the world right now. I mean, it's pretty sad that you're paying the mayor less than somebody working at McDonald's
Yeah.
for the same 5 hours. You know, that's pretty
I
sad.
agree.
Okay, but that's something that then wouldn't have to be legislated on even in the future. See what I'm saying? It would stay inside mayor's court that way. So if we did keep all the council members the same across the board, the only added money that you're talking about would be the mayor's money, but that no longer is tentative to this book. It comes out of mayor's court, period.
Huh?
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now, no matter where you are, all council's getting the
I'm
same.
going to the easel.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the easel.
What do you think?
Somebody asked for.
It's me. But
What do you
I'll
think?
say, yeah, it was me, I don't know.
I was gonna say, Susie said here, that maybe she's on the mayor's court.
Yeah, if she's here.
So what is the base pay currently?
1,200.
1,200.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
COUNCIL. COUNCIL.
Right now, the base for the mayor is 2,400.
Correct.
Okay? Now, looking at that right there, just as the mayor, today's world, what does she do different in this body different than any of the other. We want you right there. Right there. No, I'm just.
All right. I've never done anything like this.
No, we have a question,
Okay.
and it's kind of an odd situation here.
Okay.
First off, council has asked us on charter review here to review their salary.
Okay.
And we've got quite a few questions. The mayor currently receives twice the pay as normal council members in this chamber.
Right.
He or she also gets a little additional money for mayor's court. Am I reading that right, guys? I ain't got my glasses. See, I'm still at work.
Yeah, in addition, the mayor and deputy mayor
That's nice,
receive
we can
additional
entertain.
salary.
Yeah.
Good with that?
They
Yeah.
receive $25 for free scheduled court session.
Yeah, the mayor receives an additional $25 per court
Session.
session, okay? So now, the mayor can be in here in court for an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, $25,
Right.
1966.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Not to exceed $1,300 per year.
Correct.
1966. The biggest question for you that we're looking at,
Okay.
is it possible that if we decide to do something totally different here, off the cuff of this right here, could mayor be paid their salary through mayor's court?
I can't answer. The only reason I can't answer that is I don't know something to be established. I budget, I would have to ask Dawn,
Okay.
and then I don't know where they could be from within that I already have, or since she is the mayor, even though court still has to be paid as the mayor.
Okay, where does your funds go to?
Well, it depends. So, with all the money that I collect, some of it is designated for graphic school, some of it is designated to the state, several different funds. Some of it goes to the computer fund, and then the general.
Some goes into our general fund.
Yes,
Offhand, you have no idea what that number would even ballpark would be.
it's usually between $15,000 and $20,000. Yes.
And we're talking about in our current establishment, we're $1,300 a year.
Right.
I could get, I mean, I don't know if you need, but I have end of month reports that I do every month, and then the mayor, and she gets them.
Signs.
Well, doesn't she say them out at the meeting also? Yeah, she says that this amount was collected and went here, and this amount was collected and went here.
All the various disbursements and everything, whatever amount.
Yeah,
But her disbursement or his disbursement at that point would be public knowledge as well. Mayor spent 17 hours in court, was paid X amount of dollars for this. It would be public knowledge as well. What I'm getting at here, currently, if you just take the body of council here, including the mayor, I see no reason for the mayor to be making twice the amount of money as the council members,
I did not know that was,
okay? And the only thing the mayor then is added extra to do would be mayor's court, which sounds like the numbers could be found, that we could pull whatever dollar amount that is, let's say, even if it's $25 an hour, okay, for the mayor herself, hisself, that could be pulled out of the court fees and paid the mayor. You know, she's in here 3-4 times a month. If she's in here for 4 hours, that's $100 a week. additional.
Is case paid
Entering,
Rarely. This year so far, I've only had 3 cases. I think last year there were maybe 5 or 6. There's not.
Not much.
Now they are off directly direct to Kevin,
Yes, yes, yes.
but not transfer.
let me ask you this, go ahead.
I was just curious because in that, it was a larger amount. Possibly how much funds hitting as far as fines.
From Kettering, from,
What I'm trying to steer this towards is if we could keep a base number, because this has to go to the voters of the city of Moraine. And if they see our mayor making a substantially more than what our council members make, they're gonna have big red flags themselves, okay? And they're gonna say, why? If we did something like what we're referring to now, this would never go back into the general fund again. That part would always be took care of mayor's court,
out of Mayor's Court budget.
out of mayor's court budget, which then by a vote of council, I would think, later, 10 years from now, could be adjusted, not back to the citizens of Moraine,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
okay? Let's say 10 years from now, 15 years from now, council decides that mayor needs to have a pay increase of $10 an hour. It doesn't have to go out there, which is a big deal,
Yeah. I
okay?
agree.
It's a big deal.
Okay, but what
I
if the
agree.
deputy mayor's running mayor for?
Would
Oh
they
my
would-
God, that's where I was gonna go next. We're right here.
You
girl.
are just,
I mean,
In-
they would get the same pay
They
as
get-
the mayor?
In court.
Yes.
Only
Just
in
in-
court.
Only in court,
Gotcha.
That
which
sounds-
there again, it still frees this up
yeah.
because that verbiage is not necessary in here, that deputy mayor is gonna elevate for a time period.
Right,
Right.
right, okay,
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
On an average, so total, so you got percentage going to, you got the help operate costs for the city. On average, how much of that
Well, that is something different. So can I go grab like one of my end of the month sheets?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that would make,
I don't want to rack your brain.
no, I mean, it'll make a little bit more sense.
The reason I ask is because you got 80%. There's absolutely 50%.
You guys see where I'm going with
Oh,
this,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
You see-
It's very good.
We're rolling in the same.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is, this, I know this is totally weird, and
No,
honestly,
it makes
until
sense.
this goes to the law department, I don't know if it's legal or not yet,
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
okay?
Yeah.
I can't see why it wouldn't be,
All right.
but, you know,
Well, if council's being, so, council being paid out of different funds,
yes.
so it would make too much difference.
The only difference is it never has to come back to the Moraine voters again. Council, yes, not the Moraine vote. Well, this part would come out of the charter.
Okay, so for the month of January this year, I collected $21,970.05. And of all of that money that I collected, $16,416.05 went to the
General.
general fund. For the computer fund, out of that, I collected for the mayor's $396, and then for the clerk of court fund, $260. And then there was money that went to the county for booking fees, traffic, school,
let's ask a personal question. Are you paid out of the general fund or are you paid out of mayor's court?
To Jeff.
Even her salary comes from the general fund.
That's correct. For all of them.
Within each part.
Yes. Yeah.
But see, the expenditures that mayor's court has, other than the mayor, comes out of mayor's court, correct? All of the things it takes to operate mayor's court comes out of the court,
Budget.
except for the mayor's salary.
So,
So then, like for February, $20,672 sent with the general fund, and then in March it was $21,200.
And even if we're talking, even let's say we're talking about $25 an hour and a maximum of 4 hours a week, okay? That's $400 a month.
Right.
We're still not scratching what she's doing. Now, she's going to definitely have to start putting in another line item for expenditures. She's going to have to put a whole budget together next year but it's going to be a lot easier to put that budget in thinking, okay, I know there's not 52 weeks in the year that the mayor's doing court because she has holidays and stuff, but let's say 45 weeks a year at $100 a week, $4,500. $4,500 for the year, and this state's $1,300 for the year.
No more.
This says no more than
And that's
$1,300 a year.
between the mayor and the deputy, because we can't pay them both
Right.
at the same time.
And-
I was able to do that last year because we had, when Terry was training, we had a court canceled. So we had an extra $25 that was never going to be paid, so I was able to pay the deputy while she was training. Otherwise, she had work.
But that was,
Yes.
days of court every Wednesday.
Yes.
Holiday, no
Yes.
holiday.
But see, I want to take the mayor part of this, including the deputy mayor, and make it almost like a time clock. Collect $25 an hour.
I agree.
Now, I'm just going to put this out there.
All opinions is necessary.
So, before they made me exempt, and I was called in on the weekend, they did 2 hours. You got paid 2 hours for coming in for your time, so you didn't have all these odd numbers, which has worked really well. Now, free, but
Wrong. Should not. Should not.
Nope.
Should not.
Nope.
I
We'll see. We'll see.
But anyway, so it has worked out really well. They do the same with the police department. If they have overtime, it's 4 hours in a. So on an average, Terry would be here usually from, she gets here about 1, and then they leave anywhere between 3 and 3:30. And then she comes back another day to sign all the paperwork that I processed for her to sign. And that usually takes maybe an hour, because we usually talk about other stuff during that time.
Okay.
So,
She'll just come in early on
and
before
sign
council
stuff,
and
yeah.
sign.
So we kind of have a system. When it's a council week, I try and always have it done before council, and then she can sign it while she's here, since she's already here. And then on the opposite week, she comes in on Friday. Unless I need something.
So could it be set up, if this is possible, a minimum of 4 hours, period?
Well, in my mind, I'm thinking of a budget for her, line item budget, would be to base it on 4 hours a week.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
For the calendar year, because that's what because she'll have to put this into a budget line form going forward if this goes, okay? Guys, I'm just throwing this out to you too. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
you're making sense to us, so keep going.
Well,
To me, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
I just see this being a better option, and then having all of council at one salary level as far as the voters are concerned. Professional opinions. I'm open here, guys.
I'm serious.
Seriously.
The simpler, the
Seriously.
simpler the better.
She's the
I
mayor.
mean, to me, it makes sense, but
Well, see, that's what we're doing. We are changing the rule. That's the whole point. And I
do
don't,
we have any idea how other cities do it?
Yes. Well, not this portion, but for this part, yes. But we were just curious because
mayor's courts in the state of Ohio, as you probably well know, are kind of phasing out. Okay? And we are going to more of a judicial system as far as hiring judges to come in and do the legal part of that the right
Actually,
way.
most mayor's courts now have that.
See?
But it's still a mayor's court.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
Some mayors sit, but a lot of them.
yeah. And I'm sure he's a lot more than $25 an hour.
Yeah, see, so
Way more. So, you know, I can just, I don't know if this is, you know, serious long-term fix, if this is a fix until the state decides that mayor's court probably shouldn't be done anymore. I don't know. I don't.
Which I will tell you, I've been here over 27 years. And I've been talking about stuff.
Really?
27.
Okay.
But
That's because there's a few that fight for it. I mean, there's a few people that, in the State Department that really fight for mayor's court. Home room. How do you say it? Home room rule.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I really do.
do you have anything else from your
You're
kind of socializing? Thank you.
welcome.
All right, bye.
how about we throw something else? So, look at your cost of living.
Uh-huh.
That's 1975. Talking 1996. But it's going up basically $1 a year. What if we stipulate that way they would be guaranteed that they would get an increase each year. Now,
You mean each council person would get $1 an hour or $1 added to their salary cap or salary?
so it would be, so if they make $25, up $1 a year, at least there would be cost of increase. That's what, if we do either way.
See, my thought about changing, about an increase like that would be something to the verbiage of, if said council person is reelected for a second, third, fourth term, so on. Each new term would carry a 3% step increase on base salary. 3%, let's say we do double it and council goes to 2,500. Now, I'm just throwing this number out there. So 3% of $2,500, extra $32. How much is it? I ain't got my damn
You're
blanket.
gonna make Amy work.
I'm turning this phone off, guys. I can't take the beeping on this thing.
I'm on the board, I'm not
Well, I'm
75.
$75. I was off half. How was I off half? I said $34. I want 3% of 2,500. This is just because I'm just throwing 2,500 out. Okay?
Right.
How much? $75. So what I'm saying is the base salary at $2,500 if they get reelected in 4 years, goes up to 75, or goes up to $2,575. If they're here for 8 years, it goes up to, another 75, or no, it goes up to 77, because it's another, you get another 3% increase. That 3% increase, seeing that as a, because that would have to go out to the voters as well, okay? That might be a little easier to swallow than telling somebody that they're going to give them a pay raise. Because let's say they don't get reelected, the next person comes in, it goes back to that 2,500.
Right.
Okay, but now I'm just, like I said, I'm just throwing
Right.
2,500 at you.
So
All right,
where we're at now, council's getting 1,200.
yes.
That's
Correct.
per year. That's if they.
How many meetings are there in a year? 24 times 20,
Around 22. They don't
so 24 times
have that
20
many.
is how much?
But that 1,200 is their base
Then they get $20 per meeting.
that they attend. So whether they attend or not, that 1,200 is that. Yeah.
So,
So what do we want to raise the base pay?
well, the base pay, if we see, I'm sorry, guys. I keep going back to this same thing where like what you begin your statements with earlier. I want to reward somebody for being
Yeah.
at a
Correct.
meeting,
Correct.
okay? I think if you don't attend the meeting,
Yeah.
it might hurt you a little bit more financially.
Correct.
So if we didn't follow Bellbrook, and we took their base salary to $6,000, but we want to get them to $6,000, but without it looking at, how do we do that?
Oh. You can get a total of 6,000 if you attend everything
right.
and blah, blah, blah.
But see, how many meetings you think we have? 28? You said?
22, because we only have one in November.
Okay. So take $3,000 and divide that by 28, right? Take $3,000 and divide it by 28,
22.
or 22. I went to West Carroll.
What'd you say?
It's just big long.
How much is it? So it's $130 a meeting. So they could get, that would be that's going from $20 a meeting to $130 a meeting. Ooh, if I don't go to that meeting, that's $130.
I agree.
Incentive.
Two meetings,
Totally.
you've got your regular council meeting, and they go right into the council. That's 2 meetings a night.
Yeah, so see,
That'd be 200.
$60.
Yeah.
So if you don't go to a meeting on Thursday night, you're losing $260.
I agree with that.
Your base salary is $3,000. You have the potential of going to $6,000.
I agree.
That's
I
a great
agree.
incentive.
What do you think? No,
But I mean, there are things that do come up, like a death in the family or something.
I understand that.
And-
You know,
If
and
people are out for health reasons, they're
Yeah.
out for vacation.
but that's not doing the due diligence of the city's job, even when those things
You're
happen.
preaching to the choir here.
No.
I do not.
If you're not there, you're not there.
Right.
Hey, come on.
I just wanted to add, a few years back for either prosecutor, he's a part-time employee, his salary was coming out of, I think, the mayor's budget, but it comes out of mine now. So if it comes out of mine, I would think that they would
It would be based on the same thing, just about.
same idea, prosecutor report, he doesn't have it on budget, so it comes out of mine.
So it's not totally new that this procedure has never been done before. A person has been paid through mayor's court.
Yes.
There are
yeah.
shifting funds, because now that you just mentioned that, the finance changed where, I was responsible for my clerk and council budget, I was responsible for merit system budget, and the council budget and mayor budget. Well, this year they changed it, Don, finance director changed council just has, a big lot of money. It's separated by line item, so it is still separated, council member salary, mayor salary.
Meeting.
Correct, yeah, so, yeah, but it's all combined into one umbrella. So,
Well, two women here that are good into city stuff. How much easier would it be to track the mayor and council if the mayor's portion of this was out and in your budget?
so are you talking, okay, everything mayor's court comes out of her mayor's court budget, and then everything that has to do with council, so come out of council?
Councilman.
And that would be like if
Yours,
somebody
yeah.
came in and requested, I want to see what the mayor's salary as a council member is. Well, now somebody has to separate it out.
Right.
So how many times has she had court this year and for
Oh, wow.
Because your thought right now is across the board, this is for everybody, deputy mayor, mayor, council member, Ward 1, Ward 2, doesn't matter. This is your amount. If you're mayor, you get the bonus, the lucky bonus of the mayor's court, and deputy mayor at times.
And then I keep track every month, and I turn that sheet over to finance, and then that's how finance pays the mayor for how many times she's had court.
Yes, and the only thing I keep track of is how many times they attend. So whatever, that they're getting their base salary, like we talked about, but I'm just keeping track of, yes, they were here, no, they were
At
not.
your council meetings, and I'm keeping track of, yes, they were here before.
So you're halfway doing the job already.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the money's coming out of general fund. It's stupid because, okay, here lays the check. I've got to pay this, this, and this out of this check. Then I'm going to give you the check. And oh, by the way, you got to pay the mayor now for being in there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
that is, that's,
There's too many middlemen.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what do we want to set council base at?
3, right?
I
I mean,
I'm still up
what
to you guys.
said made sense.
That sounds good. 3.
3,000, and then they have the chance for when they go to the extra stuff to make up to 6. Am I correct?
yeah.
Right.
So Blythe is proposed
Right. 3,000. 3.
3,000.
That's period. That's not just council. That's all council
Mayor
members.
too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, council members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going off of.
Okay. All council members. Now, under that, how much do you guys want to take them to at a year end? Do you want to go to 6? Do you want to go to 5?
They're so interested in this.
I'll be honest, compared to the rest of this, I think 5 is sufficient. That's just my opinion, because I just finished going down through all this.
Okay.
We need to
And-
break that down for her benefit.
Well, see, like right now, that leaves us, if we're all in our mind of going to $5,000, that leaves us 2,500 to break down per meeting. Okay? So it's just 25, or it's 250. I swear,
she's doing
my
that.
head's not
She's
there.
done it.
She's doing that.
Yeah.
We're working on that. Hang on.
Okay, so you're talking 2,500,
Yeah.
correct? So I'm taking it across 22 meetings. Taking into account our November and December, we only have 2 meetings per instead of 4. It's $114.
Per meeting.
Per meeting, yeah.
So then that would be
Meets
2
40.
meetings.
Yeah.
So there's 2 meetings a night when they do it. So you're looking at about $228. So if you decide you're going to be lazy and you don't want to come to a meeting, or there's something going on that you don't want to be part of, you're cutting yourself out of $228.
And I will say, if you don't show up for the regular, you're not gonna show up for the.
No.
I mean, because they're right back to back.
Right.
Usually if somebody's not there for regular, they're not there. They're missing.
Now let me ask you something. Are we executive sessions happen during a meeting.
Inside the meeting frame.
See, that's not paid for, you understand?
Right.
It's not paid for.
Right.
Okay,
Either are special meetings, either are budget meetings. They have a budget meeting every year. This past year, last year, they had 2 meetings over the course of 2 evenings, and they don't get paid.
I never got paid for it when I was on council. It is a volunteer board. You hear what I'm saying? Can I get a whoop? You know? It is a volunteer board, okay? So there are some meetings I think that the council themselves need to be. I think that number right there, guys, I think that number right there could be obtainable by the city voters.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
what's going to be scary is when you put those numbers next to the old numbers. People are going to say, my God, we're going from 1,200 to 3,000?
Well, they have to also remember 66.
Yep.
That's you got to remember 66.
Plugged into the brains of every voter brain. That it needs to be stipulated in the ballot that there has not been a great increase in council pay since 1966. This is a proposed increase for council.
The city was founded in 65. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
Right.
It's never been.
It's never been done.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're gonna have to.
And I mean, it's not like they're getting hosed. They're still getting free trash service. We're still getting free sidewalk repair. We still have one of the best police and fire departments around.
As a base number, as a base number that we're looking at total, guys, okay, total. Our normal council right now tends to make, if they're here properly, okay, and with their yearly base salary, they tend to make right around $2,350. So we're going from 2,350 to 6,000.
So what would be the grand total per year for,
25.
So you're going up to 6,000.
You got it at 100.
Thank you again. $6,008 is what it could be. From $2,350 now.
But they gotta put in the effort.
They got to put in the effort to
Right.
make the difference.
You got to be here.
The biggest thing, to me, I agree with you on letting people know about how it's been, is letting them know where it's going to come from.
Yeah.
That screaming and hollering about, well, I don't want to pay
Okay.
anymore.
yeah.
I mean,
That's the
I
first thing that's
know.
going to come to their mind.
Yeah, oh, it's gonna hit and hit.
Okay,
and then
now, just for the
it's
sake
gonna-
of saying this, let's look at this real quick. Now, we've got a councilman that has been reelected. Listen close. I don't believe the $114 is going to change. The only thing that's going to change is the base salary. So you're only going to get that 3% increase on $3,000.
Here's, so you're getting somebody that's being reelected, nobody's against.
correct.
Then you're giving them, there's like, there's 3% for you. There's, like Oprah Winfrey out here.
Well,
Everybody gets 3%.
I see what he's saying. And-
Well,
and it-
I totally agree. We had a council person for years, Mrs. Cole, and nobody ran against her for at least 20 years. Nobody ran
Right.
against her.
Right.
And to be honest with you, all she did was follow the crowd,
Well, you
until the
did it.
last 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
The last election, we had everybody ring.
Exactly.
Does it happen?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Right.
but we're also getting to a point here to where running for council, we're hoping
Correct.
entices other people, as
That's
you
what
said
I was gonna
earlier,
say, this
that
might-
wants to run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we do need that, need to have
Yeah.
people run.
We do.
And maybe now that they see that, oh, I'll make a little bit, more than $1,200.
If this, if and when this goes on the ballot, would it be, when would be the earliest that this would go on the ballot?
November.
That-
November.
yeah, It would be on the ballot in November. When it would go into effect, I don't know.
Okay.
I have to check with Martina to see what the length of time would be before it would go. Because I know on that sheet, West Carrollton just passed theirs last year or the year before, and it won't go into effect until 25.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
it saves
It
the
takes
people
time.
from, okay, we're just voting ourselves a raise, and, we're gonna get it implemented the next year. It doesn't work like that. But I'm
Yeah.
not sure the length of separation.
Well, the reason I asked was because since this is an odd year,
Yeah.
I mean,
We've got 4 up for election.
oh,
November.
okay, okay.
All the wards.
Oh, okay.
We just did Dave, because.
We did it large
He did
and
his-
mayor.
Yeah, he did Terry's unexpired.
Correct, okay. I forgot.
What do you
Okay.
got over there, Dave? Where's your mind going? You wrote mayor. Oh, I see that. Okay.
Anyway, so
This
now,
is 6.
what are we gonna do for the mayor? What's the pay increase for the mayor? $400 a year.
Well,
Double that to 6,000,
okay, but is that,
or we're gonna do 4,000 for the mayor.
See,
but, okay, are you gonna do it one chunk or mayor, court?
see that,
So that was kind of
It's
what I
We can separate the court part.
Yeah.
Because if we're pulling out of the funds that are created through the courts, through the mayor's court, that would get separated.
okay, now keep that in your mind. Let's ask our clerk of council. In council chambers and council business, what difference does the mayor have from any other council member?
The difference in anyone running the meeting is that they're running the meeting. The mayor runs the regular meeting. How Jeanette runs the council, she chairs the council. So that's the difference. They all get a vote. They all get, they're all here.
Okay, now, ask the big question. In requirements for mayor, are there any special requirements in council? Is there any special requirements the mayor holds over anybody else?
Yes.
Go.
Let me hear it.
I'm gonna give you a break. It's a long day, hasn't it? So, mayor and deputy mayor at large council are required to have training for.
Oh, that's in mayor's court.
Yeah.
That's in mayor's court.
Exactly what I was gonna say, but as far as council,
See, don't bring that into mayor, or into here.
But you asked what other
Qualifications.
requirements,
Yeah.
what other
Yeah.
qualifications. I was just
Yeah,
answering your
well, I'm
question.
just saying in chambers, in here, to do this job,
They're nothing more than another council.
then I don't think they need to be paid any more than any other council member, because the mayor's gonna be took care of, and the deputy mayor's gonna be took care of completely in mayor's court.
right now, yes, right now, deputy mayor is council.
Unless she is needed at mayor's court.
Yes, as far as council goes, in the charter, she gets what council gets, just get what
I'm gonna say it again,
Usually with mayor's court.
only with mayor's, yeah.
I can't think of a time where ribbon cutting, senior lunch,
See,
well, I'm trying to think of
Right.
Council
events
goes
that,
to
yeah,
that
I mean,
too.
because there
You're
is a city, I think it was
Council
Trotwood.
does that too.
She gets, the mayor gets this amount, and plus she gets extra, I forget what it was.
every time she goes out.
Every time she, ribbon cutting, opening business.
Television interview. Yes. Yes.
Going to the MVRPC, going to a luncheon,
See?
going, now, unless she has to document what she goes, you know, and it has to be, but that's with each event. Now, with us, there's really not any, you know, mayor goes to mayor's, managers, dinners, or luncheons.
See, I've got to go back. I got to go back to the entire thing of the city of Moraine and probably all municipalities set up at this level. This is a volunteer board. So anything outside of this room is what you have volunteered to do. The city is basically paying you for doing this job, which is related to this city. Anything outside of this room is volunteer based. That's what you signed up for.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, I just don't understand. I don't understand even back then.
and this is what I'm asking,
Okay.
is, what-
Yeah.
put it on the board.
I say the same thing.
Now,
I say the exact same thing council's getting.
Okay,
each
so,
city here, though, they give their mayor a little more.
Right.
well,
But do all of them run mayor's court?
No,
what
no,
Tommy's
hardly any
alluding
of them
to
do.
is
No,
what I'm grasping, what
that's
he's
what she
alluding
had said
to.
before they're getting rid of
So,
them.
the only additional payments would be through court. So you could take that
And that
$25 per
includes
court, raise it
West
up
Carrollton's
to
the only one that
$100.
includes
We planned on it.
Right, and then that's the extra that the mayor or deputy mayor would get
Okay.
for a court date.
Okay. So on here, go ahead.
Well, I just got to thinking about something. Dawn Burchett and Jeanette and four of us. We have first tier suburbs that the city belongs to. We also belong to the MPRPC. Dawn Burchett attends those meetings, and Jeanette and Laura, for the most part, attend the first tier suburbs. They might happen on a monthly basis. I think in Dawn's report, he'll sometimes report. But I think, like Tommy said, when you are voted into council, and then council appoints whoever to these boards, there are different responsibilities with these additional boards outside of the city, not in the city. But those are additional duties that they do fulfill. But sometimes they get a free lunch or free
Well,
dinner,
exactly,
you know, I mean,
right.
Here's the
Or a
thing.
free air flight to California, or
I mean,
Well, here's the thing. You're going door to door and you're going, hi, my name's John Q. Public. I'm running for council. Hi, my name's John Q. Public. How you doing? Vote for me. Please vote for me. You're asking for them to put you in that position
Correct.
in order to serve that board.
Mhm.
So you're asking.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, there are things that the city is involved in that we belong to groups that we are affiliated with. The council are representatives, you
No.
know? When it's time to go to that MVRPC luncheon, you're appointed, you get to go. That's you.
There are funds set aside to reimburse any out-of-pocket expenses, right? For that.
per diem.
Yes. But, I don't use, nothing usually gets submitted to me.
Okay. I'll tell you straight up. I had to go to Washington D.C. Okay.
That kind of stuff, yes.
I had to go to Washington D.C. Me and Dave Hicks, John Shady, and Bob Rosenkrantz, we shared a cab. City of West Carrollton went with us. They did not. Each member had their own cab. We shared one cab. We paid $3 a piece. okay? I think frugal is one thing.
Yeah.
Being a burden on your city is another, okay?
Fiscally responsible.
The only thing we did at this, at Washington was go around to each one of our senators and try to increase the awareness of Exit 47 and try to get the city of Moraine into one zip code. Didn't happen, but we got Exit 47 bumped forward, okay? Did I get paid extra for that? No.
But that's the kind of thing
That I volunteered for.
benefits the city.
Yeah. But I left the city. I had to get on an airplane at 4 o'clock in the morning. I spent all day
You
at
get
Washington.
your airfare paid for?
They paid, the city paid for the airfare.
Okay, and your
I'm not
hotel?
disputing any of
No hotel. I came back at night. The
Oh,
whole city.
It was just a day.
Moraine came back. West Carrollton didn't.
I'm not
Okay.
disputing,
Wow.
I'm not disputing any of this.
No, it was us and West Carrollton. Us and West Carrollton decided to go together to lobby for Exit 47 because at that time they were pushing Austin Landing ahead of Exit 47. Now that might sound trivial,
No.
okay? But what happened was because they got Exit 47 jumped ahead of us, it took a lot of the road traffic away from what could have been coming to Exit 47, giving Moraine and West Carrollton more of an economic push that we needed. Once Exit 47 got redeveloped, look how much it changed our area. Think if we'd had that 5 years earlier, okay?
No, I'm disputing. Yes.
Board.
Volunteer.
Mhm.
So we're gonna put this,
Yep.
put down a number.
I'm with you.
That's all I wanna do.
I-
With my blue marker.
I'm of the mindset that the mayor is going to get the same amount
Yep.
as council.
I
What is
agree.
three?
I agree.
Alright, so
They'll get the per meeting thing, correct?
Yep.
The only thing they're gonna get extra is the mayor's
Mayor,
report.
mayor's court.
Which, in my opinion, after this, if this gets voted through, that particular line will never again be proposed to City of Moraine residents.
Correct.
If council determines that the mayor and the deputy mayor needs a raise
For mayor's
for
court.
mayor's court, that's
yeah.
in-house.
Yeah.
Ah, good idea. Okay,
Sounds good to me.
yeah.
alright, so
Gonna
you wanna
keep it.
put a cap for a starting point for marriage.
No, it's $1,300 a year. Well, $25 a meeting, $1,300 a year.
Yeah, per meeting. And then we need to put a cap on it.
Well, for mayor's court, I say if we're looking at 4 hours a week, I think it's $25 an hour is a chump change.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're only talking $100 a week. $100 a week,
400 a month.
400 a month, 4 times 12, $4,800 a year. But she's not going to have. Well, she said they did have meetings. They don't have holidays in mayor's court, correct?
Not usually, I think one time last year, we were usually Wednesday, they don't take breaks. They don't take- Now, you know, when Christmas falls on Wednesday, yeah. I think the year before, Wednesday was the day before Thanksgiving, so by court. Now, I'm not sure if they did that same thing last year. Usually if it's Wednesday,
But the mayor for the city of Moraine at this point, the mayor, say the mayor attends every one of them, the mayor plans on making $10,808 a year. Has the potential for $10,800.
Or debt.
Yeah,
Depends on who.
yes.
it would, yeah,
Okay.
whenever they filled it.
Okay, but the potential for the city of Moraine mayor would go up to $10,000,
Five.
but 4,800 of that is not looked at by the citizens of Moraine. It's paid directly from the guys that break the speed limit,
Right.
not the residents of Moraine or the employees of Moraine. which is a burden. I think it's a
She's
burden.
going in.
Yeah.
I had a question.
What?
So I don't think currently, city right now, first. So
I don't know that either.
if they had a first program, that would help out other areas of the city. I have town volunteers, trails, that, they can help you clean up around, this building. So, when I was a firefighter, I used to get guys come in and programs, come down and they walk the trucks. Yeah, 8 hours.
You like that?
So, I mean, getting service, first program would also help. I hear a lot that, especially,
Well,
but we won't get into that, so.
all right, let's think about the way you guys got the numbers. Now, look, guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm the one that's throwed up every one of them dabbling numbers, and ain't none of you guys said nothing, okay?
That's because
Don't be handing me that.
you sound
Don't
so
hand me that.
But I wouldn't
$25
disagree
an
if I
hour.
didn't agree with
I,
that.
I would too.
For, well, there's 4 weeks in a year.
So it could be like
4
48,
weeks in a year, so you're talking about $4,800 a year,
not to exceed 48.
not to exceed $4,800 per
A
year.
year.
Well, see, that wouldn't be on us either.
Right.
That wouldn't be in here no more.
Right.
Not to exceed.
If she's in court for 3 hours a week, as she stated, and then she
Not to
spends,
exceed
Twelve,
$4,800.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then she spends another hour, another day signing paperwork, that's her 4 hours a week.
Right.
Correct.
He or she, I gotta keep saying he. Not them, I'm not doing them. I will not do that.
They.
I'm not doing
They.
that. I'm not doing that. I don't care.
Oh, I'm not either.
So that's what we have as base.
Now, the mayor's salary, guys, the mayor's salary is going up substantially if they do mayor's court properly, okay? The mayor's going from, 37 to 10,000. Okay? Council's going up to 6,000 if they attend the meeting.
Correct.
As long as,
Okay? So, I mean, that's a substantial change in numbers. I think if I was council, I'd shut up and say, okay, yeah, let's do it.
and
But
that,
I don't know if council wants that or not.
and if I'm not mistaken, from the numbers I crunched and put together at my desk gate, it actually, that almost lines up with the raise increase or cost of living increase that we've had through since 1975. So, and we're going back another 10 years, 1965. So I don't see where that would be unreasonable for the city to,
Attain.
Yep.
Okay, now, let's look at verbiage. We got the number, let's look at verbiage. Go back to section 3.5. This is where I'm gonna need your help quite a bit. Quite a bit, okay? Well, we got our number, we think we got our number. As far as section 3.5, looking at it the way it's read, the base salary of city council shall be $1,200 annually. The base salary of the mayor shall be $2,400 annually, period. The new first line, in my opinion, should read something closer to, the base salary of city council and mayor shall be $3,000 annually. Each member of council shall receive $114 per meeting attended.
I would put it as attended meeting.
That's what it said, ain't it?
No, meeting attended.
It's-
Okay, Yoda.
How'd I say it?
Yeah, no, it's currently for each regular council meeting and each committee of the whole meeting attended each month.
Okay.
And then it's got the not to exceed a total of
And the new number,
508 per year.
yep, $2,508 per year,
Yes.
max.
So basically, that whole first part would just be combined into one.
Yes,
Right.
And
Right.
yes.
You want to try to scratch that out and read that and see what it says and see what you think. Now, look, you're the English professor here. I'm not. I'm as far up the hicks as you can get.
And
Okay.
it also might be easier for people to understand if they're seeing the same numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not multiple numbers.
Correct.
Yep,
That's one thing I was trying to get away from because
Yeah, I agree.
I can see our citizens out there saying the mayor don't do no more than anybody else does. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Read back what you got if you can. If you think you've got anything wrote. I don't
No,
know.
I mean, what you said is basically on point. It's base salary of a council member and mayor shall be $3,000 annually. In addition, a council member and the mayor shall receive as additional salary the sum of $114 per meeting for each sum, $114 for each regular council meeting and each committee of the whole meeting attended each month, not to exceed a total of $2,508 per year. That's just for the meeting per month. I don't know how you all see it.
Right.
Right.
You guys have had it here. It makes more sense to me.
Okay, does the verbiage that you've got right there, I mean, does it sound, this is a period. This is a period point, and then we're going to start again with mayor's court salary.
Yeah, because the whole last section of that paragraph is,
Okay?
so yeah, whatever language you guys.
Well, you tell me if that language sounds adequate. I mean, I really don't know. Martina's going to add a hip in there, and, I know she is.
Well, I mean, whenever this is before, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, the only thing you're really changing is the numbers and the mayor and council.
Yeah.
Combined.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, unless you think it should be, you've got your 114. 456 a month.
Uh-huh.
We're figuring 22 meetings, because we have 10 months of 22 meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 2 months of 2 meetings.
You're all right.
We have 40. Counting our 4 meetings a month.
As one meeting, and it's two. Oh,
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
yeah. So that
Because-
number needs to come down from 114 to half of that. half of that number would be 60,
57,
67.
50.
57.
57?
Mhm.
No, it's 67. It,
57.
it's 57? I told you I went to West Carrollton. So change the 114 to $57 per meeting.
So that's,
Oh,
so we
okay.
reflect the 25. I'm so sorry.
You're all
No,
right, you're all
that's-
right.
We were doing the 2 meetings, and then I just went from the 2 meetings. So it's 2 meetings, but there's 4 meetings.
A month, yes.
Our regular cow, our regular cow.
But that looks better on paper. Instead of saying $114, now we're down to $57
Yes, I
per
agree.
meeting, okay?
I agree.
That does look better,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
Yes, so 57 times 4.
That's good. Our numbers are still working. Okay? So if we've got that part right, now let's look at the second paragraph here. The second paragraph should read something close to this, okay? Now, stop me if you guys think I'm wrong,
Stop.
okay?
Sorry.
The second paragraph should read something as in effect of 2025. The mayor and the deputy mayor shall receive a salary in the sum of $3,000. No. Back
That's-
up. As effective of 2025, the mayor and the deputy mayor shall receive an additional salary in the sum of
$25 per hour
$25 per hour to be paid from mayor's court budget in the process of, how do I want to say that? Conducting mayor's court. Not to exceed a number of $4,800 in total
a year,
a year
annually.
or
Yes.
annually.
Yes, I like that, annually. Should we put either deputy mayor or mayor? Because if it's read wrong or written wrong, then people could say, well, the deputy mayor and the mayor is getting paid
It
that.
could be mayor and or deputy mayor.
Maybe it should say mayor and deputy mayor as needed. That's going to be something totally up to Martina, though.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, this
Martina
is-
would come into
Yeah,
that,
that's
okay?
Martina's.
Okay? Third paragraph. Council members and mayor shall not receive additional salaries for attending special meetings of council. The salaries of council members and mayor shall not be changed only by a majority vote of the electors of the city of Moraine and special general election. That section should not change.
Right.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. English major. What do you think?
In addition, the mayor and deputy mayor as needed shall receive an additional salary, the sum of $25 per hour.
Probably should bump up, not to exceed.
Yeah.
A
Okay,
4-hour.
For each pre-scheduled court session attended each month, and then not to exceed the total.
4,800 per year.
Because now, is every court session 4 hours?
No,
See,
Now, wait a minute, we've got to, well,
But-
we can do this, but if we put this part, the way we're wording it right now, into this charter, then it will have to go back to the voters of the city if council decided to change that.
Yep.
The only point that I'm being concerned with is now, in the future, you have a mayor who got to not exceed,
Yep.
but
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know on Susie's end how she can keep track of that. Just because she's not keeping track of how many hours she's getting paid now. You know, she comes in for the court
Right.
session, she gets $25, which is ridiculous. But then, like she's saying, she comes back and signs sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She comes early to full council and
This again is going to have to go to it's going to have to be a little bit more than an honor system. She's going to have to clock in, clock out.
Yep. But
He
that's,
or she, Carrie's just in my
The
head. Can you
mayor.
smack me around a little? I mean, literally, at this point, she's an employee of mayor's court.
But
Okay?
is there any
So she needs to
reason-
clock in, clock out.
yep.
But is there any reason that it can't be just set up for 4 hours regardless of how long the court takes? She comes in and out. I mean, there would just, instead of clocking in and out, four
So you have
hours a week.
A designated hour.
Correct. That's
But-
what I'm trying to say.
Thing is, if you do that, she has, let's say, there's a light docket, and she only does an hour and a half in a day. You're gonna pay her that additional
At this
to
point,
come in and pay,
at
to sign
what she's being
paperwork for
paid,
30
I don't think
minutes.
I don't think it's worth changing it. Not for $25 an hour.
Well, if she only does 2 hours work, then she'll only get paid $50.
But she, okay, so she does 2 hours this Wednesday, she does 5 hours.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that-
saying.
yeah.
Why
It
couldn't it
offsets.
just be set up?
So then let's take this all the way full circle then, okay? Full circle is we're gonna leave this in the charter then. We're not gonna leave this future for the citizens of Moraine, okay? This is gonna go back in the charter. $4,800 is all you're going to get paid. And we are going to put it into our charter that money's going to come out of mayor's court, not the city's
Fun.
fund, but mayor's court.
Their budget.
It's going to come out of their personal budget in here, in-house budget. But we are stipulating that no matter how many hours they work, 2, 6, 10, 4,800 is all they're going to get.
Correct.
Clerk of courts is gonna oversee all that.
We're basing their salary on 4 hours a week.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it could be 2, the next time it could be 5. The next time it could be
Instead of coming in and signing work, I came for 30
Yeah,
minutes
but
here
like,
and I
yeah,
came.
court could last
just
this long,
cut it
and
off.
she's in the next day signing
Right.
more. Now, the next mayor might have a different approach.
Exactly.
You know,
But-
they might.
But then for her, okay, for her bookkeeping aspects of it though, she's basically going to be paying $400 a month, period.
Correct, and that's what I think would be,
Okay, instead of, what was it? $25 a week.
For each rescheduled court session.
So she's getting paid $100 a month now. She's just going to go up to $400 a month. Okay, but that money no longer is going to be coming out of the general fund.
right.
It's going to be coming out of the court funds before it hits the general fund.
Yep.
I don't know
Good
how
deal.
anybody could sit here for $25
I-
an hour and listen to this crap they have to listen to.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for what you do your salary for, but that's a whole nother.
That'd make good Roy Bean look like a saint.
Let's take a
I
vote
know what
on
you're
like
making,
an
girl, and
Amy's salary.
All right,
All right.
so,
Go ahead.
can we, since we've got this down,
Uh-huh.
and it still has to be,
What I
Fine-tuned.
can do is finagle the wording for next time.
Okay.
And you guys can take a look at it and maybe,
Then I wanna read this
discuss what you want for that time.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance.
I copied that everybody, if you wanted to take a look at it, email from Dawn.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll read
If you
it.
wanted to take it and review it next time.
Yes.
Okay,
you can do that.
Yes.
perfect, that's perfect.
I just, those are the only three that I've heard from so far.
Okay.
And like you can see Don has given his input, but then he's also put in suggested work,
Yep.
how, it can be changed.
And I
That,
understand.
that does not have to go to the,
I haven't read any of it.
that's
so I'll
not,
have
that's
to-
just sublative. That, none of that,
It's just minor
Right.
verbiage change.
grammatical stuff.
Yeah, it's not changing the intent of the rule, okay?
Last one, and Chris Dunn, I really kind of, I
Where's
don't
it at?
know if that has anything to do with what's in the charter, though.
Well,
Is it the mayor?
yes,
Okay.
I would like to bring that point up,
That's what I was
please.
gonna ask, where would that be under
It is,
mayor?
is section, page 15, section 7.
All right, so I would like to bring this up if I may. And when it does come time to vote on changing this, I will have to recuse myself because I am on the merit commission.
Okay.
So, and Tommy can attest to the merit commission. So the last merit commission meeting we had, I brought it up. So the current rules and everything right now is that the merit commission is overseeing the hiring process for police, fire, streets, and building maintenance. Now, in the past, there has been a good old boys hiccup where an employee was hired, it didn't, pardon me, it did not go through the merit commission. They were hired, they had to go back through the merit commission, so we had to re-meet and redo everything and have them follow the rules,
You're all right.
have them follow the rules that were set forth by the merit commission. Now, with that all being said, there has been some huge hiccups in the merit commission. Currently, what we do is meet once a month, and then what that does, so a list comes out of 20 names, 20 applicants, or let's just say we're gonna use the police department for this, okay? Yes, yeah. So 20 names comes out. They get the list, okay, of the applicants. We release 10 names. They go through that list, fire or police department goes through that list, and they eliminate anybody that's unworthy, or they haven't finished completing the testing phase or the application phase or whatever phase they're going through, or they find out that they've got a pass, or whatever the case may be. So then, once they exhaust that list, they may get maybe 1 or 2 names off of it. So then, they have to wait another month
At least.
or more before they can get released that second set of names, that 10 names, in order for the police department to try to hire people. Now,
Regardless of how much stress it's putting on the rest of the department because they're down manpower,
overtime, their budget is getting crushed.
destroyed.
And so I told them, I said, it is a disservice to the community, to the heads of the departments, and to the city as a volunteer organization, as a board, as we are now. It's a disservice that we are not diligently making it so where we can do within 24 hours or 48 hours. And they exhaust that list, we should be jumping right on it.
Yeah.
It takes too long for the hiring process, and I guarantee you, and anybody in here knows, if you're an applicant, you're not gonna wait 2 months to get hired in one place.
Not today's
You're gonna
world.
put
Not
in
today's
multiple
world.
applications,
20 years ago you would, but not now.
but you're gonna put in multiple applications, and you're gonna go with the first one that gets in contact with you.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, pardon me, Kettering, West Carrollton, Oakwood, Jefferson Township, Trotwood, and every other municipality around this area is trying to hire police, fire, streets, and building maintenance. And we're in arrears with all that. And most other municipalities don't have American Made. Now, with that being said, I said that we need to meet at least 48 hours out. But if there is an HR person now with the city, no.
Oh, I thought we said where there was one.
Someone,
Oh, my God.
oh, gosh, another employee left. Okay.
Okay, so let's reverse that statement.
Anyway, I
Very
just
well.
wanted to add what you had said, as far as merit system goes. The ad goes out. Okay, right now, our process is the merit system approves the ad goes in the paper, then I had been scheduling the meetings every month on a consistent basis, because those ads, the ads don't go out, oh, it's in the paper in a day, and then the merit system approves the list. The ad has to be out for a certain period of time to get a bunch of applications in. The problem we have is, we have to wait until the merit system meets again before any department can contact any ad.
Oh, wow.
So what happens is.
It can be
we're-
3 to 4 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Every
so
bit.
what happens is,
Well, this is
instead
ridiculous.
of the applications come in and the department heads are getting these applications right then and there, the very next day, they can start calling and contacting these people, getting them in for interviews, getting them in for tests, or getting them in for whatever process another city does. Our hands are tied, where by this process, we have to wait until that 3-week advertisement period goes on, which that's what we have to do to advertise.
According to
But then we have
this.
to wait for the merit system to approve that list before any of the candidates. And by that time, and any of the department heads will tell you, this one's already got a job, this one's not interested
Well,
anymore.
the best people are already taken.
So
Go ahead.
it's because of the merit system or whatever
Merit Service Commission.
that we have this problem. Why can't they just do away with it?
Now, that was one of the things that I did warn my board member and my fellow board members on the Merit Commission. I said, if something doesn't change, which in my opinion, just about every single rule, now there are laws, there are ORCs and our rules that have to be adhered to. Now, we are talking about heads of major departments, divisions in the city, police, fire. It's not like they're gonna break, the police department's gonna break ORCs. Or
Right.
the fire department's gonna do it. Or the street department's gonna do it. Or building
That's it.
maintenance.
Building me.
But the
But they
thing
have.
is, yes, the thing is, if I told them if they don't change the rules and they don't change the way things are done currently, that the Merit Commission could go away very quickly.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Excuse me for just a moment, may I be
You
excused?
better hurry up.
Well, you go ahead and
You better
talk.
hurry up.
I'm listening.
So the Charter Review Commission has the power to look at these issues.
Oh,
And they
He can't hear this.
oh, that's interesting.
Here's the problem, and all joking aside. I've been on merit system, I was on merit system for pretty close to approximately 25 years. I had a stint of time when I was on council that I had to resign and leave merit system. But I was put back on it not long after I got off council, okay? Myself and Mary Wasty have been on it a long, long time. And I have seen things in the city that's been done that was above board, the way it was supposed to be, the way it was supposed to be done. 20 years ago, our meetings were more spread out. We would have a meeting maybe once every 6 months. We didn't have a hiring rotation like we do today. In today's world, you hire a police officer, for instance. Right now, it takes us anywhere from 3 to 4 months to hire a police officer. That police officer will get a job. They'll be here for about 6 to 10 months. Somebody will flash 50 cents an hour at him and a first shift opportunity. He's gone.
Sure.
We got to do the whole thing all over again. Okay? I know for a fact, I don't care if this is recorded or not. In the last 4 years, there have been things done in this city that should be under investigation. I know there's lawsuits that should have been brought by our city employees against merit service. The only reason it's not is by the skin of their teeth. In saying that, my personal opinion, like I said, I was on merit system for a long time and I liked it. I liked it a lot. But in my opinion, in today's world, I don't think merit service has one damn blame thing to stand. It needs to go. That's my opinion.
Well, the way the world is changing, it kind of sounds like it should.
And being on the merit commission, I tend to agree with Tom, because it's a disservice to police and fire,
A big
who
disservice to
are
them.
most crucial
Yes.
divisions. Then it goes street department, because we count on them to make sure the roads are
Of course.
cleared, fixed, anything, trees falling across the
How
road.
long have you been on merit service now? 5 years?
Probably about 4 or 5 years.
Was it about 5 years?
I came on
I
when
would
Dee was still
guarantee,
here.
I guarantee in 5 years, I'll bet there's been at least 15 hires and rehires in the police department alone.
Mhm.
Okay? Years past, that didn't happen. People came to our city, they stayed in our city.
Right.
I agree.
In saying
yeah.
all of this, the reason people are jumping ship away from the city of Moraine is our complete TO chart needs to change. That's just me.
Well, and I will say this, there has been some of them that, I mean, they got hired and it's like, yeah, everything's great, I'm gonna work for the police department, and then they get out here and they get through their, or not even get through their probationary period, and they go and, I don't wanna have to deal with this mess. I'm gonna be an accountant now, see ya.
Oh, it
Or-
is, it's tragic.
Yeah,
I want everybody to read those
Yes.
Yes.
concerns that are in here.
Oh,
Of
yes,
course,
definitely.
yes.
It's almost 8 o'clock, guys. We gotta let her go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the only three that I've heard from so
Okay.
far. They all did mention the merit system. And I'll see if there's anybody else has any other thoughts between now and let me know.
Oh, yeah, we need to set up a date.
If the city of Moraine were to get a HR person, there would absolutely, positively be no reason in today's hiring laws that merit service would even be needed.
yep.
Very interesting.
Let's set up a time, guys, here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
tonight
gotta
went
stay
longer
back.
than what I wanted.
That's, yeah.
I can't sit that long. I should have been, oh.
What's good for you, Amy?
I cannot do May 1st, but I can do the other.
You can't.
I cannot do May 15th. I can't do that.
May 8th,
What, back up to April here for just a second.
April 24th?
Yeah.
I'm retired, I can do anything.
Can you do
Oh,
next week?
I'm on the wrong
Can you
one.
do next week?
Oh,
No,
You can't?
no, I can't.
Another day, besides Monday?
I don't care.
I could do any next week.
I got a lot of things to do for next
Week's garage sale.
Oh,
That is a lot of
Well,
work.
how many members are we missing tonight? 5?
3.
3.
4, really, isn't that Worley?
Rhonda and the Fergusons.
Tony, and then the.
Oh, yeah, Tony.
4.
4, yep.
So if we could get them to come,
Rhonda hasn't been to one yet.
No,
Okay. Is she?
that's a whole nother story.
Oh, well, that's okay. I just felt like we need to do what we need to do then.
Have they fixed the hole in Mary's wall yet?
They're working on it.
Lord of
we
mercy.
have a,
And
Car went through her
and
house.
Don't run away.
Her car went through Mary's
I would say the
Wasty's house.
24th, let's see how
No.
many can come.
Stringer. No.
Saban.
Saban. Mary, she got married. Yeah, blame it. Mary
Yeah, I
got
know.
married.
I do the same.
And they, I bet there's 6 months.
Can't come.
I bet it's
They
been
wanna
6
do it
months.
like next
I never
week.
read.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
We'll talk later.
Would-
Anytime's good
you
for
say
me.
you can't be here the week of the 24th.
I just can't do
any
Wednesday.
day, but if one of the 3 that's not here could be here,
Right.
would anybody else be opposed to Monday? What day is good for you that week? I don't want to hold you more than.
The 27th is council, that's the only night that,
It's taboo.
and the rest of this week, the meeting's tomorrow.
Can we just see how many we get on the 24th?
Yeah.
Kind of go
We
with
could-
that?
I can reach out. to
And if we
everybody
can't, then we'll pick
Well-
another one.
What's our quorum number?
5.
Yeah,
We have to have one.
at least, yeah. Count on us 4.
Mhm.
He, it'd be tough for him.
worry
Don't,
about
yeah.
it. No,
We
no,
could
it's-
get
No.
one,
that's fine.
Don't kill yourself. Hear me?
we could
If
get
it
one
happens, it
more.
happens. She'll have an early day.
She gets us again
tell you
tomorrow
what.
night.
Right, yeah.
Do you want,
With
I'll try to be here.
a later
Okay.
time, though.
Don't kill yourself.
or if you gotta leave at 7 or something?
Yeah, with a later time.
Yeah, I may have to leave a little earlier. But
Okay, that-
Next week, look, this right here took a serious amount of time. We ain't gonna have that.
Yeah,
tonight.
that,
Yes.
that we're done.
Well,
I'm here. I'll be here.
24th.
Let's try for the 24th.
I'll be.
all right.
What
Do
time?
you want to go for 5:30?
Is your
Would
wife
that
gonna
help
shoot
you?
Do you wanna try 5:30?
Or 5?
Would
You wanna
5
do
o'clock
5?
help you?
Oh
In?
no, that would have hurt me. Even more.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, 24th, 6 o'clock.
Okay. 24th.
So are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
we're adjourning.
yeah. Hey,